Welcome to MacroCode. If you're new to this channel, consider subscribing. So today we are going to proceed with our help desk management system. So I'm going to sign in. So this is our dashboard. We have the total tickets, assigned tickets, closed tickets, resolved tickets, and we also have some pie charts here. Then you have the recent tickets. You can see you have the title, description, priority status, is created by, created on, and actually the comments based on the tickets. So in our previous video, we have been actually trying to create export features so that when you export the data, you can actually export the data in Excel. So that's what we have been doing. So if you come back to our app, we have under assigned tickets. You can also export them to Excel. Realize that we have the assigned tickets. So you can see these are the tickets details. Then you also have the closed tickets. You can export them. You have the ticket comments, and we have the audit. That is the ticket categories, and you have the subcategories. So some of the comments, some of the areas has not been implemented. So we're going to implement today so that we have this item closed. Then we'll be able to see how you can export the data to PDF. So let's just add it on the ticket subcategories. You can see we have it under ticket categories. You can actually export the categories and you can get the data. So let's export the ticket subcategories. So let's just go to our code. So if you are following this channel and you have not subscribed, please consider subscribing and actually like the video. So I'm going to copy this here. Then you can just go to our ticket subcategories under index, and we are going to add it there. So if you check, you realize that this is going to export ticket categories, and we have a controller called Excel exports. So if you go to Excel exports, this is our controller. So what I've been doing, I'll just go to our main controller for ticket subcategories. Then under the main page, I'll just copy that, then go to our ticket export to Excel, and I'll add my export down here. So let me just check. So this is the last one, then I'll add this here. So I'll remove this. Then as you can see here, for the other ones, we've been actually trying to get so I'll also remove this here. So then this one I can say export ticket subcategories. So then that is it. So I'll also do here. So I have my details there. Then I can actually do this the same way we've been doing. We actually select. So you can say ticket sub categories, and you can get the ticket subcategories here. Then you can say the ticket subcategory code, then subcategory name, then you have created by and created on. Then you can actually have the category name. So you can do here category name, and you can say category, then you can do dot name. Then that's cool. Then you can actually now say here export. So you can actually do this return, and we export all our subcategory details. So as you can see here, we are going to export this, and you can give this as a ticket subcategory list. Then you return that. So if you want to see how we created this export service, you can actually consider watching some of the videos that we've done, and you'll actually get how that was done. So we can also do the same so on our application, you have the ticket. We can also do the audit trails. So let's just go to audit trails index page, and you can actually get this. So you can export the audit trails index page. So if you go to export to Excel, you can also add this here. You can say export audit trails. Then that will be the case. So you can also do away with this. We can also export the entire. So let's just do here. You want us to select what we are going to export. So I'll just do here. Instead of actually doing this, we can say include. Then I can say here select. So you can say here dot select. Then I can say ID. Then here we can do dot So here you can do action. So you can have our action here. You can do here new values. You can say here new values. You can also do, let's also do something. So we are trying to add the column. So you can say user. So this will be user, then dot full name. Then this will be created by. So let's just say created by. Then you can say created on. So you can say timestamp. So that is a timestamp. So you can do here created on. So this one, then what other values can we add? We can also add the old values. So we can actually have this here to follow the new values. So here we can say all values. We also have all values. Sorry. You can copy this and you have it here. So what other thing can we add? Can also do here, copy this. Can do dot affected columns. So you can say affected columns. Can also copy this. So we're trying to add the column that we want to Excel. So you can actually select what we want. So affected table, you can say here affected table. You can also copy this, have it down here. So let's just check as well. Any other value, say primary key, you can say primary key here. So this will be our primary key. Sorry. So this is the primary key. So it's a primary key. So we can also, we can also add another one. So if we do that, so let me just do this, arrange this. So you can do here, so let me just do, can copy another. Then here you can say, I don't know if we have another column. So we have the action affected column, can say module. Yeah, so you can do module. This one is the module. So let's just see what is what do we need to add. So if you see here, it says so I want us to do here. So let's remove this. So you have a comma, 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 comma. So you are trying to ensure that you have everything selected. So that's cool. Then we can, so here we are trying to anonymous type int id to string. So you can actually remove even this. We don't need it. So this one is string, string, string. String type action to generic list. So you can say here this one to list async. So let's just do that. So I want us to have these as this. So here we should do something here. Say ask queryable. So then it says. So this one, what we'll need to do, we'll just do here. We can say variable audit trails. Then we'll have these as list. Then once you have that, we can actually now say here, we can export this. So we'll copy this and we have it. Instead of returning view, we can return now our audit trails. So this is what we'll do. And you can say audit trails list, audit trails list. So that's cool. So the next thing that you can export, so the next thing that you can export is system users. So you can export users. So if we go back to users, you can also take the list of users here. And if you go back to our export to Excel, so we're trying to add all the export features. So here you can say export users. Then this one you can say variable application users. Then we do away with this. We can also select. So let's just copy this and have it down here. So we can say select. So then we can now select the users. So you can say first name. So these are the users that you want to have them, the data that you want to have on Excel. So you'll do here middle name, last name. So here we do last name. Can also have these as last name. Can also have the full name there. Then you can also have gender. So we'll do gender dot description, but here we'll say gender. Then you can also say role dot name. Then here you can say role name. So here you'll have as role name. You can also have here, let's see the column that you can add here. You can say email. Then here you can say email address. Then here you can say, let's see if we have another column, city. So that is the city. We can have the city here. And also we have a country, so you can do even the country. And you can say this is country. Then what other column do we need? I think we can have the phone number. Can also add the phone number. So comma, which other column do we need? So if we do that, you have the phone number, city, email, first name, gender, phone number, role, and you can also have username. So I think that's cool. So if we have that one, then we are good to export our data. So we now need this to return the list of users. So we remove this, and you can say here, we return the users, and these are users list. So these are users list. So since we have this, then we will be having, so the next section we have the export to user system codes. So you can do the same to system codes. So just go to system codes index page. We copy this, go to our controller and add it down here. So here we need to actually say, oh, these export users. So here we say export system codes. So since we have that, then you can also remove this. Then here you can say variable system codes. But now we can select. So I'll just copy this. And if we go back here, we can do here dot. Then we can select. So I want us to select. So I'll just remove this here. And we say here code. Can say code. Then we can add other details. So I'll just add, say description. This is description created by a dot full name. Can say here created by. Can also have created on, and this is created on. So if we remove this, then here we need to actually say dot include. Sorry. So we have here dot include. Then you need to have our created by. So since you have that, then that's cool. So we can now export our list. So I'll just do here return, and it will export the list of system codes. And this is we can say here system codes list. So that will export the system codes. So since we have that, so this one will be system code. Let's just call details, or we can say system code all. Let's just call all system code details. It's actually seeing this as a model. So since we have done that, so that's cool. Let's check what is the other option, system code details. So let's copy the system code details as well. So let's just go to system code details, copy the list page here. have it under the export feature. Then I'll just go back here and add it. Then here we'll say export system code details. Then here we'll just say here variable all. So we'll say all system code details. Then I'm going to remove all of this. Then we can select. So remember, we are selecting some of the columns that we need, and that's cool. So here we can now do, we have the code, the description, created by, created on, and another thing now that you can do here is to add the system code. So you can do here system code. So then you can do system code, then you can say dot description. So that's cool. Then now we need to export these two. We need to have the return to Excel. So you can copy that line, we have it down here. Then you can now export this here. And you say system code details list. So that's cool. So another option to add is our roles. So we need to also export our roles. So let's just go to system roles. We have the roles. Go to the list. So this is the index. So we don't have any filter. So this will be easier for us. So we'll just go to export and we can add that here. So you can say export roles, export system roles. So since we have export system roles, so we can now do, we can also select this. So we can select, and if I do that, so let's just do that. And here we can say, here we can have the ID, and we can also have, so we can say role ID. Then here you can say this is the name, and you can say role name. So that's cool, and you can remove all this here. Since you have that, then you can now return this to Excel. So I'll just do here, and then you can export these roles here. And you can say this is roles list. So that will be exported. So after having that, the next thing that we need to check is the departments. So I'll just go to departments, and we can now export the departments to list. So I'll just copy this here. And then if we go to export, where is it? Export Excel, we can have our departments here. So here we'll say export system, that is the departments. So export departments. So this one, we can also do the select. So you can select some of the items here. So I'll just do here dot select. And since we are selecting, can now give the names. So here we'll say name, or you can do the code. So you can say the code. Then here you can say code. You can also do department name. So this one you can say department name, and here you can do even department code. So let's just do department code. Then this is so that's cool. Then you can also do something else. So I'm going to copy this here, and you can say this is the created by. You can do here full name, and this one will be created by. You can also have created on, and let me zoom this. So you can do here created on, and this is created on, and this is created on. So then I think that's it. I don't know if we have another column. I think that's cool. So, and this is export to department. So we need to return our list here. Then we can say here This is departments. So I can do here all departments. So if we do that, then we say this is department list. So this is not, so there's something wrong somewhere. What is it? So it says here, then we say to list. So it says cannot convert from system tasks. Then, so this is to list. So this is saying here, so we need to have here our await. So if we do that, then that will be okay. So this will be dot departments, and that's cool. So we now under departments. The next one is the system tasks. Do you need even that to export? I think that's cool up to there. So the next thing is now we need to add that export buttons at the index pages. So what we need to do now, let's go back and copy the index, the export buttons to where we should be having them. So here, I'll just add this here. Then for this one, we need to have the specific action. So let's just have under, so you can do audit. So here we say audit trails, that is our action. We can also copy this, go to the next one, which is the departments. We can have our, we can actually have the button at there. So let's just check here. We can have our, so here I want us to have the button. So this one is just an action for clicking. So let's just go to departments. So you'll say department. So here, if you check here, where is it? I think we should be checking under the export controller. Let me close this. So we can search here, departments. This is the export departments, and we need to add it here. So we can also copy that, go to roles. We need to have it at the top here. So you can also check it, roles. So export system roles, and you can have it here. So once you have that, we can also go to system code details, and we can export it. So here we can remove this system code. So this will be system code details. So we need to have that. So let's just check at the bottom of the list, system code details. This was the action. So you can add it here. Then you can copy this. So let's check on our next one is the system codes. We need to add that here. So then if we check on our action here, so system codes, so it was at the top. So this is it. So we had it here. So this one, we are going to actually add it under the form. And also, let's just confirm the system code details. We need to add it here as well. Then there is we have added system codes. We need the roles. So if you copy this as well, let's just copy that. If we go to roles, so the next one is the roles, I think so, and even users. So let's just add the one for users. So that you need to have that here. So let's just copy this, and you can add it here. So if we do that, and here we actually need so we need the users. So let me just check. So export roles, and we can actually say here export users. So this here will be export users. So the next one is the role. So let's just confirm if also the roles has been defined. So under roles, I think we added that. So let's just launch the app now and see if everything is okay, and we try to export some of those features. So we notice 90% of you guys are watching our videos and you have not subscribed. So if you're one of them, please consider subscribing, like our video, comment down below, and actually share the video. And in case you need the source code, you can claim the source code using the link down below, and you can get the complete source code up to where we are currently. So if we now check under the tickets, we can export this. So that is the ticket categories. You can see we have the Excel here. If you go to ticket subcategories, I think we did not add this, so let's just ensure we have that button. Ticket subcategories under index. Yeah, I think we added the ticket subcategories. So we have that. But here, let's just confirm. We should be, yeah, I see. So our action here, we should actually have it here. So let me add it here. So if I do that and update our application, we should be able to see the button somewhere here. So let's just confirm. It's not still there. Yeah, I see. So the issue here, we're actually adding it on index, but you can see our URL is under subcategories. So let's just add it there. So we need to have it under the subcategories page. So this is where we should be having it. So if we add it and update our app, then we should be able to have those buttons at the top here. So let's just confirm. So we need to relaunch our app. So as we relaunch our app, if you are not subscribed, hit that subscribe button, like our video, and comment down below. So we are going to complete this series so that we start our inventory management system. So if you want to see how that will be done, so subscribe and actually watch our series. So you can see you have our export to Excel. So if we click here, you can see you have the ticket categories. Let's check on the audit trails. So there we go. We have our export button. So if I click there, you can see we have our audit trail. So if we check on the audit trails Excel, you can see this is how the data looks like. So we have our module, we have all these particular items, and we have the data. So you can see you have the created by and the details that we just added to our Excel. So you can see here. So there's some columns that are very long here based because of the data that we are saving. So you can see these are the data, and also these are some of the, so it depends. So under the system users, we also have the button. If we export, we're able to get our users there. So system codes, we can also export, and you're able to get our system codes. Then you also have the system code details. You can also export, and you get the system code details. So if you go back to system roles, so you see here we are actually getting, if you export, you're able to get the roles. So you can see these are the roles. But now our export button kind of look weird. So let's just go to index and try to rectify that. So if you go to index, we have our, so let's just copy this, and you can have it here. Then on this particular bit, we can actually say this is a button flood. So that's cool. Let's just confirm if that will be the case. So if I update, let's just confirm our button, if it will be something good, or we need to update it. So we need to update our application. So let me just have this in so let's just confirm. So I can do this. So that's cool. So if we update our app, then we should now be able to export the data. So let's just relaunch. So those are some of the export features that we've added. So I wanted to show you guys how you can just export the data to Excel, but you can also replicate it in case you actually need it. So if you go to system roles, so you can see we have the export feature here. And if you export, you're able to get the roles. So you can actually even add this button just at the top here. And we can say, yeah, so that's cool. We can actually do here P3. We try to move that down. So if we export that now, if we update our app, we should now be able to have the button at the top here. So let's just confirm if this is being updated. We need to relaunch. So our hot reload is kind of not working. So if you're new to this channel, do us a favor, subscribe to our channel so that you help us reach more of the audience. So, and also promote our channel. And you can also buy us coffee in case you feel you want to help us. So you can see you can export now. Our departments, we can do the same case here. So for the departments, I'll just copy this, go to our departments page. Where is it? So departments, so this is the departments page. Then I'll just paste this here, and I can copy this here, and I can remove this. So if we update our application, our departments page export button should be here. So you see this is how it looks. So if we export, then you have the list of departments, and you can see this is the departments. So same case to others. I think that's where we reached. We don't have it under system codes, settings, so we don't need to export some of this information. So I think that is it for today. If you are watching this channel and you have not subscribed, please consider subscribing, and see you in our next episode. Bye.